Hewlett-Packard down more than 6% this morning is the most active stock in pre-market trading. And no wonder, late on Friday after the closing bell, HP dropped a bomb. The company's superstar CEO Mark Hurd abruptly resigned amid claims of sexual harassment. It turns out Hurd fudged his expenses to conceal a personal relationship. With us to assess the company's future is Abhey Lamba, managing director at research firm ISI. He is on the phone with us from Long Island, New York. Abhey, thank you very much for being here. Let's kick it off with this. HP says that Hurd's departure isn't going to affect the rollout of new products, isn't going to affect the strategy. In short, isn't going to affect anything at all, pretty much. Isn't that a bit of a stretch?
To some extent, you could say that it is a bit of a stretch, but in the near term, it does have strong momentum. So over the next 12 to 18 months, will it have any impact on product rollouts and strategy? Probably not much, because it has strong senior leadership who should help take those products through over the next 12 to 18 months. Now, the key question is what happens after 12 to 18 months? What happens in calendar year 12? And that is the big unknown, which will really depend on who they pick for the job and how the new person keeps everything together.
Okay, well, let's get to who they're going to pick for the job in a moment. But I want to ask you about credibility, because can the company credibly claim that Hurd's departure isn't going to be a big deal when the company itself participated so actively in the myth-making process, turning him into this kind of superstar CEO on the cover of Forbes, on the cover of Fortune, that kind of thing?
No, his departure will have some impact for sure. It's definitely a stretch to say that his departure will not have any impact at all. It's just that in the near term they have enough momentum to get the products through, but does it impact their longer-term strategy? Yes.
Abhey, who do you think should be on the short list of people to replace Mark Hurd?
You know, I've seen a lot of the names in the press, and you've probably seen the same names. I think there are 4 key criteria that the new person has to fill, which they'll have to look for someone who can actually fit those 4 criteria in our view. Number 1 is the understanding of global technology landscape. We need someone who completely understands the technology and has experience in acquiring and integrating large companies. HP's success recently has been largely dependent on its ability to acquire new companies and grow them. That's one key criteria. The second key criteria, I think, is fiscally responsible manager, in the sense that the future for HP is not only in the top-line growth, it's also on managing expenses. So someone who can actually also is a good operations person who can manage expenses well. Thirdly, the person has to be well respected by other senior execs at HP. We have a lot of senior managers who've been named in the press, and if the person does not command respect from those people, they're going to leave. And anytime we have that type of departures from the company, we're going to have massive disruption. And lastly, we think we need more of an operations and marketing person than finance. HP already has a very good finance team under Kathy. We need someone who can complement her skill set and take the company forward.
Abhey, the company issued some guidance. It's pretty much in line with Wall Street expectations. Do you think HP is being a bit conservative here, given the situation with Mark Hurd? And if the stock drops 6% or more this morning, do you think it's an opportunity to buy?
Yeah, let me take the second one first. I think the stock is an opportunity to buy, because in near-term estimates are not at risk, and the multiple already is at the low end, or even with the 6% drop, the multiple is below where its historical multiple has been. So we do think it's an opportunity to buy. In terms of your other question about their guidance, typically if we see from July to October quarter, their revenues go up by 12%. And this time, their guidance implies that the guidance is implying only a 6% growth from July to October. So management is clearly taking an extremely conservative view. And even though Kathy mentioned on the call that they're not baking in any impact of Mark's departure, guidance would have been the same if Mark was on board, we don't believe that. We think they are taking a haircut because of Mark's departure. Half the normal seasonality going for October quarter is extremely conservative.
Abhey, thank you very much. Abhey Lamba pretty much telling us that there's an opportunity to buy HP stock here, that over the next 12 months, Mark Hurd's departure isn't going to be that much of a big deal.